We'll tell you.
Takes me like 3 minutes to walk
Well,
250 steps.
welcome everybody. In a couple minutes, Mike is going to have to do 250 steps, just so you all know.
Mhm.
He was well aware that I was pushing the button, but
I didn't know it went live.
sometimes these things, just happen. But on the right-hand side, I put the Google Hangouts link in case anybody'd like to join us. I'm especially fascinated because I haven't heard anything this whole raid cycle about the generalists. And anybody that's, we did a show last night where we provided some different ways to do it was basically the S set that people were showing off regarding. But hopefully have some more stuff on that because the A set really hasn't changed. But if anybody's welcome to join us, and I'll introduce who's here already. From left to right, um, Northman, the Northman,
Hello, everyone.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, hi. Sorry about the
It's okay. It's all right.
early start there, or the late start, or the late finish, whatever you want to call it. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Senior Daniel,
Hello, everyone.
and this is Hefe. So again, in case anybody want to join us and talk about how your raid is going, because I want to hear from people at all levels, not just the people that are doing really well. I want to hear from the people that are, they're not planning to get 500 million or 400 million. The people that are planning to get 50, or anybody's welcome to join us as far as how your experience is going and what's working for you. So I guess it'll open it up to everybody. How's everything going? I think I know Daniel and Mike are doing quite well. They're well on pace to get anything they may want. Northman, how are you doing?
I'm also doing okay. It's the Phoenix with a lead ship, and I got the new ship, I got the weapon, and I got the agility. That's the first step. And if I can find inspiration, because it's not a problem to get the points, but the inspiration to actually grind this, that is the biggest issue, because it's, to put it mildly, quite boring to go out and hit those 100 and 103. That's my biggest problem, to get, just to do it, because it's so, pardon my language, goddamn boring. So other than that, if you got the right ship, then it's just if you have the patience to grind.
Yeah, I mean, I think the people that have the right ships right now are the people that were willing to spend the extra time last raid, because I have a gut spill that's pretty much built, but I didn't go and get the extra 2-day tokens in order to rank my gut spill Phoenix up before VXP weekend. So I don't have that. I tried to use it, but with the delayed turn speed, I realized I was better off just using my Phoenixes and not even using the gut spill, because the gut spill was taking all the damage.
Yeah.
So last night we had Dr. Death on using the Northland. What are you using to finish off the 103? I don't know that he had the best example of when he's done it, but he seemed to have a reasonable technique to take care of the Man of War.
The Hellstar.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Hellstar. The Hellstar. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, when I take it out, I lower it back and I go between that island to the left and what you call it. I just sit on the other side and kill it. That's the way I do it.
Okay.
And that's a reasonable thing to kill. What you take damage for actually is those small drones, and I'm not if I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but for me it feels like they have that little extra speed compared to last event. I'm not sure if that's correct and whatnot, because last event I did not have a lead ship, and I could, in a way, outrun them and kite them. Now I had lead ship that's supposedly giving me some bonus speed, and
Yeah.
it's barely you can keep them at hand and whatnot.
But is this in both of them, the 101, the 100, and the 103, or is it because the map is smaller on the 103?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have the room to maneuver in 103, of course. So in a way, they managed to put that out to give you damage, and then in a way, that's fair. No, it's revenue and whatnot. And for me, it's all okay, but it's to get so many millions of points to 100, 200. That's just crazy for me, because that weigh in on my patience. I think that's quite boring.
Yeah, I think I think time is a big thing that's come about. We've talked about it ever since the charged armors were introduced. That the cost of the charged armors and the luxury necessity of the charged armors has really drugged down the raid, at least in regards to the amount of time that you have to spend on it. I don't know. It's hey Mary, how are you doing?
Great, actually.
Cool. What are you running?
My Phoenixes, they're almost all the way ranked. I mean, I've got 4 of the new hull blank put out, and I've got 8 days left on my flagship blank.
Oh, nice.
I did the 103 first hit, 50 minutes, second hit, 40 minutes, third hit, I had like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think Daniel, at one point you said you got it down to 6.
Yeah, I had it one. I had one for 8 minutes, the 103,
Okay.
and
Nice.
4 minutes on the 100.
Yeah.
Is that with the Phoenix?
Yeah, with the Phoenix, and you have to be really lucky, and you have to drive almost perfectly.
Yeah.
And you have to have 4 charged armors on your ship, correct?
I have 3.
Okay. But I'm pretty
I don't.
sure
I don't
Daniel,
go into the corrosive. I don't go in the corrosive field, so I don't think I need that much, much armor itself. Because I kind of like kite the little. You saw what I did yesterday, where I just go around and get on that side, and just hit it from, from it at an angle at the side. Just keep away from its UAVs.
Yeah.
Those hurt.
Yeah, those hurt a lot.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if that's still true, but I remember George wrote an article with input from some of the people at Kixeye, and the UAVs are actually. I'm not sure if this has changed since then. The UAVs are actually doing explosive damage, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the UAV that comes from those big ships?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fleet is one with every ship has this palings 4 on each one.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you drive perfectly, you will keep the distance, but sometimes you get impatient, and that ship launches that salvo. But I kill, I think, like 99% of them.
Okay. Very nice. Well, everybody seems to be doing merrily on this raid so far, but I put the link out on the right-hand side again. But I mean, besides my sector, it seems like participation is down yet again. I don't know if this is a trend that's going to keep on going or not. Ford's asking how I'm doing. I have 4 Phoenixes that are built out with 2 charge armors each. My gut spill is built but doesn't have charge armor or rank, so I'm not using it. I think I'm gonna get. Well, once I get this, I'll have about 20 million. I can't run through it, and I had internet outage last night, so I haven't been able to spend a huge amount of time on it. I expect to be able to run through all this stuff and get, somebody's YouTubes are still on, but yeah. This suit me says put thruster 2 on the flagship. Yeah, the other issue is the lack of charge armors, because my plan going in there is I still have a 3-day build token. My plan was to grind out 20 million, or no, 14 million, and get the 2 charge armors and put them on.
Yeah.
And that's not available to me, because I need to get opposed to getting 14 million, I need to get 54 million in order to do that.
That's just insane, and I don't understand the politics or the thoughts behind the choices they make. And in a way, you say that the partition is going down, and you can easily understand it with the choices they make to actually open up that locked store.
Mm-hmm.
And when you finally get to that point, you can lock up the store, and you actually have to pay like 20 millions to get 5 agility 4. For me, that's just dumb.
Well, can you do the tier 6 targets without charged armor? That's possible, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I'm able to run through the tier 6 and barely take any damage, but it just the time. Yeah. I mean, I'm spending. It's just the amount of time to do it, because I only have 2 charge armors, so basically I need to retreat once or twice during each encounter in order to keep my charge up, because I realized somebody, a friend of mine was next to me. He started hitting the 103, and he got all the way down to the Health Star, and it was, he's like, I can't do this. I'm not, and I never hit one before. I was on a hangout with Daniel and Magic Mike, and I never seen one before, and I tried to figure out how to hit it, and it went really well at the beginning. I mean, I was just, I got the thing down to about 1/3 health really quickly, and I wasn't taking any damage. And then my charged armors ran out, because I only have 1 of each panel, and then it went to crap really, really quickly after the charged armors ran out. Because I'm assuming if you manage to mess up and get inside that field, I think it's doing very small amount of damage with like a 0.2 second reload. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's working so well with people that have especially multiple charge armors.
Yeah, it is doing what you just said there. I watched it when I was hitting it. I did that whole park and, run it aground thing. And my charge armor corrosive was, just blinking nonstop.
Yeah. And I think that they, Ford says he retreats and recharges. But yeah, I did. This is the first time I hit it, and I was like, it went from everything is going well to everything is going to crap really, really fast. Because I hadn't watched any videos. This was right near the beginning of the raid. I hadn't watched any videos. I didn't even realize what that thing did at that point in time. This was right at the beginning, and yeah, that was 10 hours of repair.
That's in the tier 7 target, but in the tier 6, I haven't touched the tier 6 yet.
No, the tier 6s are with 4 Phoenixes that are ranked, 1 charged armor each. Again, I retreat once or twice, and some places you can trap the drones and make life a little bit easier. but it's just the time required to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, if I could just do tier 6, the A sets, the whole time, I would be doing swimmingly. There's no problem hitting the A sets, at least with that setup. It's the S sets where you start to run into issues of only having one of each type, and not having the gut spill, because it with the inclusion of the radioactive clouds, and the expansion of the map feels smaller. There's less places to run from things, and so it's a different sort of world, because the offensive bonuses that the gut spill Phoenix gives you, you could really take advantage of in a target like that, where you don't really need it, and you can get away without having the gut spill in the tier 6/A set.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is right. The time in each target. It's not that the 103 is smaller. It's just that they open up the center instead of having the outside open, because it is about the same size.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to explain. They put more. There's less usable space. That's what I was trying to. It feels like there's less usable space, between the clouds and the way it's oriented. That there's less space to activate something and then run away. You have less time, and so therefore, if you lose firepower because you don't have a gut spill, it becomes a larger problem.
I think that they have designed 103 to try to get more damage. There's no denial about that. That's as you said, Happy, is less room to maneuver in. So that means that the small drone ship will catch you and they will give you damage. And in a way, for me, that's okay. If they want to hit my fleet and damage my fleet, that's okay. But when they, in a way, decides that they have to grind for many, many days and hit those targets to get the amount, because that's my biggest issue. I need to have several 100 million to get, not all, at least, only at half what you want. They demand that you have to get a couple of 100 millions. And for me, that means that I cannot put that time into it. And I have the tools to do it, but I don't have the time to do it. And you said the partition is going down. I can understand that very well, because I'm a high-end player. I have the tools. I can do what's needed, but I don't have actually so many hours to sit with this game to grind out everything. And I think that's the reason the partition is going down.
Another reason that the participation might be going down is the bigger players are not they're struggling to try to get their own raid done, and all the lower players, the ones that usually get the help, they kind of don't get the help anymore that they needed.
I agree.
Morning, everyone. How are we going?
Hey,
Good morning.
Toxic. Hey, Father George.
Evening, everybody.
How are your 2 raids going? We've been rambling on for 20 minutes or so.
I'm doing fabulous. I have a whopping 7 million points.
Very good. You gonna buy some build tokens?
I don't know. I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna do.
So you hit one asset.
No, I think I hit like three 103s. I'm not finding hundreds. I was looking around. I couldn't find any hundreds.
Yeah, I think people are grinding out the hundreds.
Yeah.
Just to get the points and screw the bonus, because the actual point per has come down, and people haven't figured out the Hellstar.
I mean, I tried the 103 last night after we talked, and I mean, with bad driving, I got 55 minutes of damage, so it wasn't bad. I mean, it's just you gotta know a little bit of, you gotta know that trick. Like I was using the one that Daniel was doing with the island.
Good. Yeah, I haven't really spent that much time on it because it's like it's one of those targets I'm going to do right before I want to stop playing because I was explaining earlier, killing the Hellstar without having any knowledge of what the target looked like resulted in 10 hours of or what that Hellstar does, or because it's a new mechanic that they sort of threw at us.
Well, we saw it. We saw it before in hell. What was it?
Was it the 89?
We saw it in one of the targets before.
It was a blitz target.
Yeah,
Was
it
it?
one of
Was
the
it a blitz
targets,
target?
yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't do
I was
blitz.
thinking VXP weekend or something. I don't know, but I know it. Like it's not. It's not like hugely new, but it's new for people that were just concentrating on A and S sets last time.
Yeah.
What I worry about is like I don't want to see this as a chore target after, like, not ever, ever, never, never, ever. I mean,
to get titanium or whatever.
yeah. Oh fuck no.
I mean, the mega hull thing is pretty much already, they've put a couple nails in this coffin. This, that might be a couple more. I agree with you.
I mean, just any of the damn chores that you got to do now is just retardedly stupid right now. I can't fathom how you can say, like, I mean, if you're looking at just one of them, again, I think it's one of those things. If you're just looking at just one of them, right, it's not that bad. I'm like, oh, okay, you can get like 30,000, 40,000, titanium from doing that target. Great, da da da. But if you want to fill up, you got to do a bunch of them, right? Which means you're probably gonna have to coin unless you can get it down to like the 5 minutes and drive perfectly every time. But then, if you want to do anything else, you have a busted fleet. You're not going to do another chore. For someone to actually try and do all the chores in the game, they're going to be like, I don't even want to know how much time that would take during the week. Is Brian here? He'll figure that out.
I don't know where Brian is tonight.
I
Well, that's
agree.
why they introduced the blitz target. It's pay not to play.
Yeah, but that's
Unfortunately.
stupid.
I know it is, but that's what they're doing.
They're making it long. These targets long, so that it'll entice players to do the blitz.
That's not gonna entice players to do the blitz. It's gonna entice players to walk the fuck away.
Exactly, I agree with that.
I mean, look, yeah, no, it's gonna entice people to walk away. I have not even done the raid. I mean, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. And as I was saying before you get on here, George, that you need to get like 100 million, maybe 200 million, and even then, maybe not get everything you want. And you hit the 100, you hit the 103, and you end up with 7.5 million, and that take like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and if you want to get everything right, it's like what, 400 million points.
Yeah.
You want to get the shards and all that. I mean, that's insane.
And also, if you're a high-end player, you are a high-end player because you actually coin a lot. You have all the good shit. And before, that meant that you can get the raid done the first evening, maybe the second, and you can actually go out and help your friends in your alliance to get the stuff. But actually now you have to grind by yourself. If you have stamina.
Yeah, it used to be, and I think I said this last night, it used to be coin or time, right? And you could either invest the time or invest the coin, and you'd be ready and you'd be done, right? Now, it's coin and time, because you have to spend the 20, 25 minutes to do both of the targets, and coin to get them, repaired after you come out. It's a bad path. This is a bad path to go down.
But you're talking 25 minutes or whatnot if you have the gut spill, and if you have a full Phoenix fleet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't get the gut spill. I didn't get the points last time. I thought it was more important for me to get the charged armors, and I've got 3 Phoenixes fully ranked and 1 that's not, and I'm doing 80s. I'm doing A sets, not the 103s. I mean, I've seen the damage.
How long does that take?
It's about 15 minutes. Like I'll do about 5 81s. Like I just finished 5 81s, and that took about 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then I'll do
So
583s and then 585s, and then I mean, I only got 6
So
million points
about-
at the minute.
right, but about how long would a complete A set, if you did one right after the other, right, like the 81, 83, 85, how long do you think that would take to do? And then what's the point? I don't even know what the point payout. Yeah, what's the point payout
With
too?
with my fleet, it took me I think it was 18 minutes last night when I did the first one. It was 18 minutes, 3 Phoenixes. It was just under 2 hours damage, and it was 3.7 million points.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So I won't be getting 400 million points, and I already admit to that. Like I may get all the Zelos tokens, I get my charged armors, and maybe I get one of the gut spills, and that'll be it for me.
I don't
Because I'm
even
not-
know that I'm. Yeah, like I'm looking at it, and I don't know that I don't know that I'm sufficiently motivated to get anything past like 100 million, and I don't even know if I'm going to get that.
Also, if you're looking for those what is those badges, you don't need to get all of those shards to get the badge this time. All you need is just one time, and that's it.
What I don't know what badge is available, and what's
The Katie's badge.
there's a badge for it.
Yeah, it says to redeem the Katie's. I bought like 5 shards, and it gave me the badge.
Oh my.
I will not buy any shards for that new mega ship. That will never happen.
It's typical Kickstarter. They'll give you something with one hand and then they take away with 2 others.
Yeah, you don't really need the 400 million unless you're gonna go for the Katie's.
It's funny that came up. I'm kind of wondering what the hell that's coming out mid raid set for, because that seems like it's like the optimal hull to do this raid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how long to build a blank? 20 days? It's 30 days, 32 days or something to get it completely done. And that's not, you can't, there's no tokens to rank the thing. So how like you can't get it out before VXP weekend.
No, you can't get it
Like,
out. You can't get it out this raid set because you need 250 shards.
Is it
And you-
250? Oh, so you can't even get it this raid. So
No.
the only way you can get it is by the end of the raid set. So why in the hell do you want it?
Yeah, it's so stupid. You cannot put words to it. Actually,
Mhm.
Oh,
And
I'm sure I could come up with some words.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I like Daniel's picture he has there with that crying face that suits his.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. Like, there's some things like I can understand a lot of the justifications if you look at things individually, right? I like some of the stuff that they come out with. I like that they're actually listening and they're getting rid of, the complexity in some stuff, right? There's good that comes out. The problem is it's human nature to dwell on the negativity, right, or on the negative stuff, and for them to do like a handful of good stuff and then one bad thing, right? It just ruins the whole bloody set. And that 103 and this raid set and the points, like that, the points total has gotten way out of hand. Like it's you get up, you look at the raid, you log in, and you're like, okay, what do I want? I want 400 million, and it's just like it's looking up like a Heartbreak Hill at the end of a 5K run. Fuck it, I'm just getting in my car and driving home.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, they've made the charged armor necessary, to do the higher end sets. It's not just the hulls; those are necessary.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn made a very good point last night. The M armor is something that's, it's not required to do the FM, but it makes your life easier if you have it for the FM, right? And it's in the locked store. I like that one. I can't follow the logic on that one.
Well, especially since the X armor is in the in those TLCs.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a lot of X armor, so I don't have a lot of corrosive or the missile ones.
I mean, what I don't understand is this: why is the Talon missile locked? And why is the carbon fiber casing locked? I mean, it says I haven't got it, but I do.
Yeah,
So
that's what I went off on last night because I didn't think it was addressed properly. But yeah, you
It's
have
not-
to unlock the other. Yeah, I have to unlock the right hand side, even if you have the left hand side completely unlocked. That's. I mean, that should have been communicated earlier. That's what we were talking about earlier in the show.
Yep.
That needed to be communicated to us a
We're
while
going
ago.
to take that
now
aura.
what I meant was, what if I don't have it? Right now, do I have to? Can I unlock both of them if I don't
No.
have any of
you
this?
can only pick one. So if you don't have either one and you pick the Phoenix will unlock the tier above it, and then that, I don't know if it's the special weapon first, but whatever is in the next
Okay.
tier will unlock the one above it, and then getting that one unlocks the locked store.
No,
Yeah.
I was just
Which-
having a terrible thought that you need to have both of them unlocked to get to the locked prizes. You know,
I think. Well, I'm waiting to hear from. I talked about it a little bit. We had a emergency late night show last night, and I'm still waiting for my my buddy Slash to get to the right to the right point totals to figure out if he's got last raid. He's he was struggling with the last raid, so he got the Phoenix and the Talon, but now his both are showing locked. So in order to get the carbon fiber casing, he needs to get the raid,
The Rage, and then the Radon Slinger. Yep.
yeah. So now he's going to spend, what is it,
32 million,
32 million just to get the carbon fiber casing that he wants.
which is that. See, that doesn't make sense. Like that does not make sense to me. Although, has anyone been able to check to see if the reduction in points in the 100 and the 103 is due to base level? Because now, and I've heard it twice now from two different people that are under 80, or is it 85? It's one of those, are getting the full point value of the 100 and the 103 when they come out.
We haven't had a confirmation of that though.
I heard it last night, and then I heard it again today from someone else, and that's why I'm wondering if anybody's been able to test it. If anyone's watching, and you're an 85 or an 80 or below or whatever, and you can hit the 100, let us know how many points you get, because that's going to be really interesting if we're getting tapped because we're a higher level.
And I don't even see a logic there.
To let the low levels
No, to
get ahead of us.
no.
Or people that even missed a raid.
Oh,
See, that's the other issue. Like the people that missed a raid. Like if you missed the quote unquote early raid, you got really screwed here, because then you got the Skyfire the week before the raid with some tokens, but you got one. You're forced to use Apollos to grind up to get all this stuff. I mean, they need to have like a little tree where they figure out what happens, because missing one raid and having all the tech and not having to just coin your ass off, I mean, that would take a huge amount of coin to go from a week before the raid, getting the Skyfire, and then getting a reasonable fleet out on the water, unranked, in order to go all the way up the tech tree, and then get 140 million worth of charged armors. Yeah, I did say, Corey, I did say unranked. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they should just not. They shouldn't count the charged armors in the raids. If they're gonna make a luxury item, why are they making it? Well, in my opinion, they shouldn't make it like it's required. They should reduce the damage so that the people that have regular armors or have no armor be able to do it.
Can you even do the S set without charged armor?
It's not recommended. I don't even know. I think you have to lose a fleet or two.
Yeah, I don't know that you can actually do that.
I thought Ren did a video with Skyfires that only had no charged armors on it, or was it only the lead ship? I'm not 100% sure now.
That and he did the S. He did the S set.
He did the 100 with a Skyfire and the 103 with a Phoenix fleet.
Okay, so he's got both fleets, so he's not.
Yeah.
But so he's not
I'm
really
pretty
in that
sure.
category. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that he did the 100 with the Skyfire, and he said that there was no charged armor on it. Or I'd have to go and check it again. I'm not 100% sure it's the whole fleet or
I'm trying to think, like, can you actually do the 103 without charged armor at all?
No.
Like, I don't know. Like,
they did say that the 103 was you're going to need like your best fleet with everything.
Okay. Yeah. So the 100 you can actually grind with the Skyfires then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you ended up having about an hour. Was it an hour and a bit damage on a full fleet with the gut spill and everything.
Skyfires need to be fast though.
There's no such thing.
I know, that's the problem.
Well, once you chain off of one of them, you're fine. I mean, that's its thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. You take UAVs off of every hull.
What do you think, guys, think is possible if you are just with the Apollo fleet? What is reasonable to get with you if you only get an Apollo fleet?
I think B sets are reasonable.
And how much point can you grind out with the B sets?
Isn't it 500,000 each set?
I can pull up the spreadsheet.
Yeah, the bonus is 500,000, but I don't know how much it is to do the whole.
I forget. It's 1 point something million. I forget.
Yeah.
Let me check in the forum.
And you know that will just be terrible when you think of what you. Okay, if you are a mid-level player, and you're actually thinking, okay, this event I'll try maybe to get hull, and also I would like to get maybe agility 4 to get more weight. Oh fuck! I need to get like 40 million to release whatever I need to get to that locked store, and then it costs me another 20 million just to get 5 agility 4. Where is the sense in that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with the way they have the locked store set up.
That's just insane.
I would think that having access to the locked store to more people would actually be more conducive to having people coin, because they would be motivated to get whatever they needed rather than look at the mountain and go, oh yeah, screw this. Like,
yeah, I agree with you completely, George, because I think a lot of people, people are complaining less in the forums when they feel screwed over or whatnot. They just like, fuck it.
Yeah,
you know?
there's no feedback. There's nothing saying we're going to fix it. They know they're going to get shafted, so they just don't complain.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And oh, well, they screwed me again. They didn't listen in the past, so I'm not sure they're going to listen in the future.
Yeah,
Well, every time I build a new hull, I have to scrap one that's got the agility 4 on it. Now, happened to live in Australia. The raid started at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got home last night, 7:30 at night. I did one target, then I just couldn't keep my eyes open, so I went to bed. It's now 9:30 in the morning. I just had breakfast, and I started the raid up again. And I can see the prizes. The locked store is open for another 16 hours. And I need, what do I need? 12, and I had 20 million to even get into the locked store.
40
million.
40?
Yep.
Yeah.
12 for the raid on Slinger, and 8 for the raid on Burrito. And then I'm in the locked store, yes?
And then you got 20 for the.
And then I need the points for the armor, for the agility 4, yeah.
No, you have to get the hull. You have to get the hull first for 20.
Yep.
Oh,
And then you have to get the other two things. Yep. It's 40.
Oh, okay.
It's an even bigger hill than you thought it was.
So yeah, I ain't gonna get none of them. So yeah, just
Which
yeah,
keeps you out of the locked store, right? So you don't have any
yeah.
access to any of the crap in the locked store. So if you want to improve your phoenixes or build more phoenixes, you won't have the charged armor, you won't have the agility system, you won't have. I mean, that whole thing I don't understand it because I really think if you had access to it, people would be motivated to go after it. They would be motivated to play more or coin or whatever to get the things that they need to play. What
Somebody
you're
mentioned that.
essentially doing is that you're keeping people from playing your game. I
George,
mean,
somebody
that's,
mentioned last night in the either the after show or the whatever little part of the show we had that maybe there was a tactic to keep people from murking.
From
no, they don't have a problem with marking.
what is murking?
Mercenaries. It has nothing to do with merkins. If you look up merkins, it has nothing to do with it. It's mercenaries.
Yeah, so like in the past, like I would do my raid, right? And then I would be like the people that couldn't do the raids, right, would be like, okay, well, I can't do the raid, this and that, that. I'd be like, okay, look, for, X amount of coin, I will prep you X amount of points.
Oh, I see.
And, some people charge like to make a profit, and some people, like I used to just do it to friggin', I just want the coin to cover my damages. That was it, and it would help people out, and you would get points in the interim for doing it. So it was good. It was like a win-win situation, and it generated coin for kicks. I mean, I hate to break it to everybody, but it made money for kicks. So for them to like, I don't think that the motivation for the point totals is to get rid of mercenaries.
Yeah.
I don't think they had a problem with them.
No,
I think. Go ahead.
No, I think also if you're not a mercenary, you would be in the alliance and raids before a year ago, and not more than that. Actually, you had your event done the first night, maybe the second.
Yeah, and you'd help out.
You can actually help your friends, and you didn't need any coin for that because you were high-end play, you had the good fleet to do it, and you go in and prep, and you say, here you go, and you can actually help your friends get a decent haul. But now, as I said, okay, I need to get 200 million and 400 million. I don't have the time. I don't have the encouragement to get those points for myself. And I will never ever have time to help my alliance.
This has hurt the game. Just like the points totals has hurt the game entirely. I mean, it's just, I'm glad that they recognized that there was an issue with the complexity of some of the hulls that they came up with, right? I love the fact that they actually didn't try pushing another set out. They said, okay, look, we got it. We're not doing another one of those rival things, right? Awesome. What I don't understand is there's just as many people trying to explain and show them that these point totals just are not conducive to a good gaming experience for anybody. And I don't know why they keep insisting on having these outrageous totals. And I know that they're, the mods will be like, oh, well, you don't need to get everything. That's not the point, right? As a high-end player, like a high-end PvE player, I expect to be able to get the crap that I want in a raid, okay? And not have to grind the entire raid to get it, because that's why I invested in the time to build the fleets, the time that it took to design them. Like, there's an investment behind what I have in order to do the raid. And if you're going to suddenly make that essentially worthless by making me grind to get what I want because you've put the point total so high, that's not going to make me want to play. That's going to make me resent it. And you don't want players to resent your game, because guess what happens? They don't log in. Yeah, they don't log in. They're not going to play. I don't want to resent the game. And the thing that really annoys me more than anything else, and this is just me personally, like, I know some of the designers. Like, I know that these guys are passionate about the damn game. They like the game. They play the damn game. And I'm like, guys, just why? Like, I don't understand how one equates these totals to a good gaming experience.
Well, the thing is, you need to, like, they need to dangle a carrot in front of my face. That's what they need to do to get me to play the game, and to try to reach that carrot and get it at a reasonable cost and expenditure of time. But as I go into the game, the carrot seems to drift away from me, and then it goes around at the end of the tunnel and around a bend, and I can't see the carrot anymore. So why would I play? Why would I inspire to keep going and bang away on this? So I just say, I got it. I'll get what I can, and that's it.
Yeah.
No coin for you, Kicks. That's just the way it goes.
It's funny. Me and Hefe were talking a couple times actually recently, and one of the things I was thinking about after the show last night, right? The thing that everyone likes is PvP, right? Like everybody wants to be able to do PvP. That's the fun part, fighting other people, breaking bases, figuring crap out, right? And they've tried to address that by bringing out hulls with tokens and all that other stuff, right? And last night I was going over that in my head, and I think that might actually be the reverse of what should be happening. I think they have to make the PvE like less of an investment, so that way you can invest in the PvP time and the builds, right? Because if I have tokens to build all this stuff for the raid, I mean, I'm going to coin to play the raid. So there's where my coin's going to come in. I'm not going to coin to finish the fleets. I'm just going to let them slow build and rank and all that other crap, right? But I will coin during the raid. I want to be able to keep on hitting my stuff. So why not make the PvE side the easier, like make it 2-day builds or 2-day, blank hulls and come up with tokens and all that crap. And then make us come up with the stuff for the PvP, because the PvP is what got this game where it was.
Yeah, and just to add to that, actually, now Kicks says we want to introduce or get back to PvP, so they are gonna launch the bounty. What the fuck is that about? Why does Kicks need to launch something? Yes, it's one reason and one reason only, to get coin. And why do they have to release? Kicks Battle Pirate has been PvP for day one, and that's like 6 years back now. You cannot wait to get home to see if your base got
hit, right? Yeah, and
if they held on, whatnot.
Setting timers to tell you when you got to whatever sector you were driving off to get, to hit, because it used to take 3, 4, 5 hours to get somewhere.
Yeah. So the only reason they have this bounty is to make money. It's not to get the PvP back. I cannot understand that 1 second.
I don't think it's just for that. I mean, yeah, anytime they have an event, it's something that generates a cash flow, right? But I think that the impetus behind it is that they're hearing players complain that they're not able to do PvP, or PvP is not what it once was, and all this other stuff. And I think they're trying to generate an interest in PvP again, right? I mean, that's why they're talking about a dry dock, which, if I had to guess, is going to be split just like the PvE PvP thing. I don't know, but that makes the most sense of anything that I've heard anyone, speculate.
Yeah. I mean, a dry dock and a dry shipyard.
I would say a shipyard and like a Conqueror refit yard or something. I don't know. That would be like, that kind of makes sense in my brain. I could figure out, doing that. But the thing is I think they're doing bounty to try and get people into PvP again, to get that, because people are complaining and they want people to start doing PvP. But the problem is it's not the interest. The interest is still there, right? It's the access that's not there. And I think that's where I think that they're kind of missing the mark, is that, having the event is all well and good. Some people might get in and try it the first time, see if it's their thing or not, or whatever. But I think that if they want to generate more PvP in game, they have to address more basic fundamental issues rather than just try and get people to play PvP again.
If you see at the prices you can get is the Reyna and the Leech Ship, it looks like quite a good haul to hit bases with.
It is. It looks great.
And if you actually made it, accomplish it for a mid-level players and not low, but mid, from 80 plus then. If 80 is a mid-level player, from an 8 level player and up, to actually have a chance, not grinding so much point, but actually give the player, wow, I'm a level 80, I actually got the Reina. Wow, now I want to build
Well,
this.
see, but see, there's
And now,
yeah,
and
but
now
there's
what
a
you do
fundamental.
now? I'm sorry. Go ahead, George.
No, go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I was just gonna. I was gonna throw in something, but go ahead.
I got hit by him today.
I mean, here's the thing. There's a fundamental problem with that, in that that ship's what, 40, and you got another 20 for the other ship, and then another 20 for the other thing. So you're looking at 40, 80 million just for that, right? But if you're a mid-level player, now let's be honest, if you're like an 80, 85, 90, right? I'll even go up to like 90. If you get that many points, are you really going to go for the Reyna's Rage, or are you going to spend it on tokens because next week we're going to have new weapons to refit onto our Phoenixes? I mean,
Bingo.
what makes logical sense there? Do you want to spend 40 million on just one boat, or do you want to get, like, say, I don't know, two M charged armors and a bunch of tokens so you can get your crap out and be able to use it? I mean, I know which way I would go, and I'm 112, no, not, I mean 107, not an 87.
I mean, if they want that, then why don't they have the raids where you get all your PVE crap? Like what we're doing now, we get the next PVE hull, and we do the next raid, and we do all this, that, and the other. And then that, what do you call that, bounty or whatnot, make that a raid for just PvP, where you don't, and you can choose between either or. So if you don't want to participate in a PVE, then just do the bounty, and you get your Conqueror hulls there, you get your Defender hulls there, and it's all for player versus player.
So
If you don't want to participate in PVE, then you don't have to. But now it's all it's all interlaced and stuff, and you have to have the hulls in the raid.
You want them to further split the game up?
Well, they already split it up, but now you have to do both to participate in either one of them. You can't just say, okay, I don't want to do any more PVE, and I'm going to play just the PvP part. Well, you can do that for a month and two, then you don't have the fleets to do it anymore, and you can go back to PvE and try to catch up.
Yeah, and there's another issue that complicates it further, is the fact that this is basically a blitz haul. And anybody that's been playing the game for a while, a blitz base hitter doesn't normally
last. Yeah, it doesn't last long. The longevity is not there.
Yeah, until they add the flagship, like they did with the Visaga's Pride, because the Pride it's a blitz ship. And
yeah, but
I mean, they gave us
the Pride has 107 range.
Yeah, but they gave us the flagship on this one already. Now, to speak to Toxic's point, right? The only problem with splitting it that far is the cross pollination of the weapons and specials sometimes. And that's the only thing that I can see that would actually unless you like split that all the way down, and then I don't know. I mean, then it might work.
You can have the same specials and weapons. It's just that the hull doesn't. It's a PvP.
Right. But how are you going to get them?
In the bounty or TLCs or whatnot.
No, you're not. I don't think you're seeing what I'm saying. Like, say they split it the way that you're saying, right? If they don't split it all the way down, going to weapons and specials, right? So I want to play PvE only, right? Or say I only want to play PvP. I mean, yeah, PvP, and I don't choose to do the PvE. Something like the Talon comes out, right? That's phenomenal on certain Conqueror hulls. Well, how am I going to get it if it's only available in PvE? If it's split that much, you see what I mean? I mean, it's doable. It's doable, but they would have to go all the way down.
George, I think it's a year and maybe a bit more. They change. I'm not sure what they call the change, but suddenly you could not use everything you had in your shipyard, all the ships you built, because they changed I'm not sure what they're called, but the turrets become much stronger. So whatever you had built for several years was useless. You remember that?
Yeah, it's the bypass. It's the bypass when they split PvE and PvP.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying,
but
is, we're
George,
toxic. We're
just to
toxic.
finish this. Yeah, and Kix has said, we don't want to have this whole click in the end, because that was not any. That was no tactic, no skill. That was a click in the end. That was the reason they changed all this for us. And actually, at that point, I stopped playing because I felt cheated like hell, and I started up again half a year ago. But now you actually see what they release is a click to the end hole with Arena and
Well, I think we're going to see.
and all that shit.
Yeah,
It's
but I think we're going to see more of that because people don't like the whole complexity thing. What I'm saying though, with regard to toxic, is if they do something like he's suggesting to split it, they would have to split it all the way down, and that's the only thing that I would be afraid of if they did something like that. Because if something comes out that's actually usable on both sides, but only available on one side, you're kind of blocking some people out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I sort of get what you mean.
Ren!
But if you look at the right now, I mean, we're only about a day or so in. Now I got 6.1 million points, and I'm at 8,601 on the leaderboard. That's not very.
Yeah.
That's not very good.
Yeah, participation is not good, and it wasn't good last raid. But
well, there are some good things that I saw in terms of prizes too, though. I mean, I was looking at the very end where they have, now this I don't understand, the VXP tokens for the icebreaker and the monolith are at 4 million. That's a mistake, but they put the monolith and the icebreaker tokens, the build tokens, like it's 1 million points for a monolith, for one monolith build token. Like that, I love seeing that, right? I like seeing some of the stuff that we're going to be able to use in things like interception system. Great for the rage if you want to do a specific build, right? I mean, there is, like, I don't want to be completely negative. There is some good stuff in here. There's some good shit. I just think that, it's human nature to take the bad thing and it taints everything else.
No, I'm not saying that
that's happened.
I was never saying that there isn't any good stuff in it. It's just that it's very expensive if you want to be having a PvE and a PvP hull. And that to get the PvP hull, you have to have the PvE, because if you don't have it, you can't do the TLCs and you can't get the PvP hull. So I was thinking, if you were to split the raids and all that stuff into one side, and that's your PvE, and if you don't need that to participate into the PvP part of the game, and you can just have the TLCs to get your Conqueror house, your Defender house, your what do you call it, skirmish, which is fleet versus fleet or whatnot. You can get that there, and but you don't have to be a master of both. You can just choose your path and go that.
Yeah, but
that's
it can be simpler than that. Instead of bringing out the escalation prizes, leave it alone with what we've got. That way you don't have to spend all this extra time refitting and doing the other crap.
Yeah, see, I don't like the escalation idea.
I mean, it's stupid. You spent 20 days building a boat, and now you got to go spend 2 or 3 more days putting new weapons on it. It's a waste of shipyard time completely.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there should be some sort of synergy. If you're going to upgrade from one thing to another, there ought to be some sort of synergy where this takes away from that, as opposed to adding.
It shouldn't be, everything shouldn't be tied to the shipyard and stopping the progress of the game. Go back to using the retrofit. If you want to have an escalation in something, give the people that want the escalation the opportunity to retrofit it and not make it mandatory on everybody else.
Yeah. But do you understand what I'm saying, Rumrunner? Is, a lot of games you can upgrade a weapon, and so you take time off of it. Like say you spent a day building a weapon. I'm just throwing numbers out. Okay, we'll call it 10 minutes, just to make everybody else happy. But a lot of games, if you spend 10 minutes building a weapon, and then you want to take the next step up, that takes that 10 minutes away, as opposed to they're adding 2 minutes onto it in order to build the new weapon. I mean, don't most games work that way, or am I, I'm out of the loop and an old man?
Depends on the game, I think.
Yeah,
But
but what I'm saying, that's more of a trend, though, that if you're upgrading relative to putting something on new, you actually get a bonus for upgrading as far as time to do it, as opposed to a penalty.
But isn't that why we got the retrofit lab, so we could do that? Stuff gets chucked into there. And isn't that why we got the foundry?
That's actually a really good point. Like, why are we getting escalation weapons instead of having them put into the retro lab? I mean, that's a legit question right there.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
That's what it was there for, That's what they brought it in for.
And also, when you see now with the Gantry and the mega ship, when they released this, they said this is not a thing you need to have. This is for high-end player just to have something else to do. That was what they say on the forum, and the developer said, this is nothing. You don't have to do this. This is an option. That was the fact, and I'm 100% sure that I'm correct. But now, and I choose not to build this. I would not have anything of it because I had enough with the ordinary battle parts, so I choose not to build it. But now, many of my alliance have built it, and they can develop the VXP tokens, and they can get their guard up easily. And getting the titanium, that's no chore for me. I have like 200k, but I cannot use them. I cannot get any VXP.
Well, they said that they were going to correct that.
Yeah, they said, and actually, when you have this R&D upgrade, you can you get the uranium to upgrade your base for like half a year to get like maybe 4% faster shipbuilding and whatnot.
Right.
And number 31 will be coming soon. And how long is that standard? For like a year?
Well, I mean, we were waiting how long for Drac bases? I mean, coming soon is a
is a joke in the game.
Yeah.
Level red is still the
yeah.
That's the current joke.
I don't know that there's a real big deal with the Mega Hull. I mean, the Mega Hull still is, if you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't got to do it, right? And with regard to being able to do the VXP tokens, I mean, they acknowledged that the day that it came out that you can't do it. I mean, it was just going to be something that they had to correct. I don't know how they're going to correct it. I don't know, when, but they were flat out honest with us about that. They said it when they came out with this.
Yeah, that's okay, flat out honest, all right. But what then? Now I can get the more Conqueror Hull. But I have to go out in the next VXP weekend. I have to put on a double salty. I need to use maybe 50 coins, 25 coins, maybe 100 coins, depends on how I have to rank. But all the other guys that actually have a gantry, they can load up to 99 tokens, and just put it on the Conqueror and get the rank for free.
Well,
Yep.
The side that you can look on it here is it doesn't cost you anything to build a gantry. Once it's done, it's done. It'll tag around with you forever. So if it doesn't cost you anything and it doesn't hurt anything and you don't have to play with it, you can do the same thing. You just choose not to, so that's your choice.
Exactly.
Well, it takes how long to build it too, though. I mean,
Everybody's built one. Not everybody, but a lot of people have.
It's 30 days, but you don't have to build the Mega.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything else. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't. It doesn't stop a shipbuilding in your base. It doesn't do anything. You just started.
For me, they said it's not necessary, and I thought, okay, then I don't want it. That was my choice, okay. But when they put something in that's actually concerning the battle part game, as it does, then I think that's just wrong, because that was not
everything in the game is changeable.
No, what I think he's saying is that, if you didn't do the gantry, right, you're at a disadvantage right now, and it is true. I mean, it probably would have been better if they waited until they had everything set up to do it, right? But at least they were on. Like, I mean, you know, back in the day, they would just kind of like blow it off and not even mention it. And you know, I'm seeing kind of both sides of this one, you know. But yeah, like he's definitely at a disadvantage because he didn't build a gantry. I mean,
since you just mentioned this, I quickly hopped into the R&D tab, and I'm currently building a Conqueror VXP token. So that's screen. I can choose it. I can select that. But the Justice token is now locked, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because the rate.
You can't build two at the same time.
Yeah.
You can only build one at a time.
Yeah, I never thought that it was locked before when I clicked it. It was always.
Yeah, it has been.
It has been? Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, if you're building one, the other one locks.
Okay, fair enough then. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so yeah, I guess, I mean, you can either wait for him to fix it or you can build a gantry. I don't even, how long does the gantry take? I asked that. I didn't even remember.
I will never build a gantry. And actually, I think like maybe not to exaggerate what's called, but maybe 75% of the people that actually have it wish that they had a button that they can scrap it.
The gantry or the mega hull?
The gantry, and the gantry is both. You know, you need the gantry to get the mega hull and the mega.
Right. But if you just have the gantry, that it doesn't affect your gameplay whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. I mean,
exactly.
There's nothing, you know, like if you have the mega hull, I can understand. You know, it messes you up when you come out of base sometimes, and you know that goes to where you're trying to go instead of the fleet that you wanted. I mean, like there are issues with having the mega hull that you know you could have buyer's remorse with. The gantry, don't.
I'd build the gantry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I mean, it's just like having.
There's nothing that it can mess up in the game.
No.
By having.
When's the last time you actually went into your great hall other than getting crews? When's the last time you looked at your War Academy other than playback? It's just a long research that sits there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're cutting your own nose off to spite your face because you want to prove to Kixeye that you don't need it. Well, guess what? You need it if you want to rank a Conqueror and not have to wait for the VXP days and kill your fleet.
I like the fact that you said VXP days.
What?
I like the fact that you said VXP days.
What did I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of weekend, you said VXP days. Which,
well, the last
you know,
time it was only 24
day.
hours.
Yeah. It's just a day. No. It's an inside joke. Never mind.
I understand. I'm not privy. I get it. You leave me out. I'm kidding.
But
that's all right.
Enough about the whining. Let's get back to the event.
Is there an event going on?
Hey,
I heard
we received a 5,000 VXP Justice token. Wow. I was researching.
Oh my. But yeah, no, some of the prizes, I actually kind of like some of the prizes. I really wish they would put like more mid-raid, I mean mid-level player stuff in here. I love the fact that monolith token is 1 million points. Love it. Don't love the fact that the VXP one is 4 million. That I have an issue with. You know.
I like the Zealous Prime being 4 million. I think that's one of my one of my picks. That will be one of my picks.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but they just came out with offers that have Zelos Com build parts in there.
Yeah, I saw the offers. I don't know.
They're not great, but they're there.
I got like 15 offers. I don't know what the hell they are.
It sounds like I need to refresh.
I got 21 offers. No, now I have 24 offers.
24. Yeah.
Now, one thing that kicks kind of listens to players, and I'm happy about it. Like, people are really pissed when players who were inactive came back to the game, and they all of a sudden were gifted a fully kitted fleet of Skyfires.
Yep.
Then people are grinding. So now what I've seen happen in the past week, players coming back are actually getting a fleet of Zelos and Zelos Com Prime, which is like the second best option. Yep. And I think it's more respectful of the players who are actually playing the game to get the top prizes.
Absolutely.
That people are getting something like an intermediate level fleet. So, hey, you can play, but you're not going to be at the top level, which to me makes perfect sense. Welcome back, right?
Yep. No, I like that. I didn't even realize that they had done that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's the offer that's popping up for returning players.
That is phenomenal. See, I mean, that's what I mean. Like they'll do something. They'll do something really good, and then you get into the raid and it's 400 million points. I mean, they kill themselves because they do such good stuff, and then they just offset it with like one bad, horrible choice.
But it's not 400 million points. Like it's
If you are look, the game is what 6-7 years old now, right? If you were top end player, you expected to get whatever the hell you wanted in the raid and quickly. Like you were going to be done with your raid quick and get the shit that you wanted within an hour or two. We have to grind.
Hey, George, I think Hefe will disagree with that because I remember when he won in the first raid and he got the hammerhead.
Well, I'm not counting
the whole freaking weekend. Okay?
I'm not counting the revenge raids. That was
sorry. You said old players, so let the old players talk now and shut up, kid.
I was there for that raid.
Right. So I mean, I remember having that guy was sleeping 2 hours a night, I think, during the weekend to get the top prize.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, but that was the one. That was the salvage one, right? I mean, that one it was just nonstop, like just nonstop. It wasn't. It like the raids. When the hell was the first like raid that we had? Was it the Revenge Raid 3?
1. Revenge Raid 1. That was the first.
That was the salvage one though. Like one where they actually made us targets.
I thought Resource Raiders was the first ones.
That was hitting, yeah, but that was hitting salvage.
No, the first raid was called Base Invaders.
The first raid was the Base Invaders series.
Yeah, that was not salvage, it was Base Invaders.
Yeah, okay. So from I'm saying from there on, like I remember the players that were like top end players that had their shit were done. Hell, they were actually coining fleets. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how Kickstarter made their money. The raid was done in a couple of hours. Then the fleets got coined, and people started hitting bases or smashing things and stuff. That's what it was all about.
With sea scorpions.
Oh,
well, I mean, it would make sense back then that you could hit bases because of the reduced rate. That's why I don't understand when people say don't hit during the raid. Don't hit during the raid. Why not?
Yes.
I mean,
Half repair.
Half repair.
Exactly.
No, I can take my 22 coin fleet out, smash some bases, and only do it for 11 coins.
Dude, I've never had a problem. You can ask Ewok every chance he gets during raid, first day of raid, he'll come and hit me.
Well, I got hit this morning by a fleet in the new boat that were half ranked.
So
it's not pretty.
Half ranked.
But I mean, the problem, the negative side of this that I keep, yeah, I don't need to get 400 million points. I don't need any of it. Like I don't need to even play. If we're going to get down to it, the thing is I have an expectation after playing for X amount of time. I have an expectation that when I have invested my time and energy into the top fleet, and I have a good build, my expectation is having the ability to get everything that I want in the raid and not have to grind 4 straight days to get it. I should not have to put in, 18 hours of work to get the prizes that I want. I could understand having to do like maybe 5 or 6 hours, like solid. Sure. That's still grinding. In my mind, that's still grinding. Like I would like to see 1 or 2 hours, but it's gone from beyond the 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Now we're talking like if you want to get everything in the raid, you're looking at 18 to 25 hours if you got the top end stuff to do it with. Plus coining. In addition to coining.
And that's why the partition is going down, I'm 100% sure.
Well, I think anybody in today's game who thinks they should come in and be able to do a raid in like 2 hours and get everything they want is having a pretty unrealistic level of expectation in the first place, to be honest with you.
I mean, we had to.
Did you guys talk about?
We had to grind. Oh, sorry. Before we had to grind a lot as well in the old, an old BP.
Not like today, though. Nothing like today.
I'm going to say, I don't remember a single raid where I could just play an hour a day and get whatever the fuck I wanted. I mean, I remember if I wanted the top prizes, I had to play many hours.
If you coined your repairs back in the day, you were done very quickly.
Yeah.
Or you had the option to take your time, slow repair, and grind it out on smaller targets. We don't have the option to grind it out on smaller targets anymore because now you have the level penalty. Okay. And you have to, like, I mean, you know, if you hit the 103, you get anywhere from 1 to 2. I mean, some people get more damage, right? So if you want to run through those, you're going to end up taking the time to run them and the coin to repair them, so you can keep on playing. And I mean, it's just it's the, you know, when you get on, I don't want to see like this ginormous mountain, like a hill. Yeah, you know, if I know that I could do a little bit of work, that's fine. But when I go on and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I don't look at it as, hey, I just want to get the rage and it's 20 million and I'll be fine, I'll be done, right? I have my expectation of being able to get what I want, and looking at the prize list, I'm like, oh, 400 million. Well, shit, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to, like, why am I going to bother? All the crap that I want is either locked or it's tokens, you know?
Ren, while you're here, we were talking before, your Skyfire fleet, has that got charged armor on it, or is it only the Guts build that doesn't have the
Sorry,
charged armor?
asking me?
Yeah.
No, I have no charged armor on any of the Skyfires at all.
Nice.
I just wanted to say, I mean, you know, after what, 3 or 4 raid cycles, finally, Kixeye gives us a raid hull that doesn't require super precise driving and that repairs super fast. I mean, I'm so thrilled that I can actually put 2 coins in the flagship, and that's it. I never repaired the other ships because that's a waste. You want to keep them around 75%, so the flagship keeps transferring health to them, right? I just put 2 coins in the flagship, and it goes from almost no health to almost full, and that's enough for me to do 3 100s, and depending on how it goes, 1 or 2 103s, finishing the Rudolph with the Heralds, right?
Nice, that's awesome.
I'm really happy with that. It's literally 2 coins or an hour if I want a slow repair to get that fleet back in play.
Because you're just concentrating on the flagship, right?
That's all you have to repair is the flagship.
Yep.
I mean, if there's one flagship to get, it's that one. I mean, it makes your life a lot better, even than the Phoenix flagship. Of course, if you have a Phoenix fleet, you're out of options. You got to get that one, but you know what I'm saying.
Now that changes my my whole look at the raid or at the fleets available.
Yeah, I can bank 3 100s with 2 coins. I'm really happy. Even if I couldn't do the set, if all I had was Skyfires and oh man, I can't do the 103s for bonuses, I'd be banking 100s. That's all I've been doing because they're worth like what, 2.2 million points.
Yep.
You know, just be banking that is faster than doing ASATs.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's about 20 minutes roughly on an average for an ASAT, yeah. 15 to 20.
Yeah, I mean 7 or 8, I think I can kill a 100.
And you know, the Cutsville Skyfire is it's in the unlock store, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And so sorry, and just to be clear, I don't have charged armor, but I did put a bunch of D2CO on them.
A bunch of what?
D2CO, the lowest level corrosive armor.
Okay. The baby corrosives, yeah.
Yeah, the tiny ones.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure was a good deal because it adds to repair time. But in the end, again, it doesn't get much better than 1 hour repair time to keep the fleet at play.
That is amazing. I didn't think the fleet was that well. It was that good without
It's
the church.
very good, man. It's very good.
Yeah. The flagship has a phenomenal ability.
And I have no intention of putting charged armor on it. I mean, I am redeeming a few more, but I'm going to put more on the Phoenixes. Or just save the corrosive one, I don't know, for next cycle. I don't know if we need that.
I think by the next time we see an assault raid, we'll get
the
charged.
next cycle is actually explosive that we need skirmishes there.
I actually got the 5 corrosives already, and I was planning to put it on the Skyfires.
I think it's a waste of time. I mean, it's going to make them better. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it will make them better. It's just like I feel like a totally unnecessary. If shipyard time is a precious commodity for you, I don't think it's needed.
You're better off just doing the D2CO or like one D2CO and one.
Or no armor at all. And like I was running them during the XP weekend when I was trying them for the first time, the full fleet, no armor. I added D2CO and I'm getting the same damage. I see no difference. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if that's needed.
Ren, which one of your videos is the best one to watch?
That is amazing.
For the 103, I'd say watch the latest one because that's the one I showed the Skyfires doing the 103 and the Hair Wraith killing Rudolph.
So that's the one that's 4 minutes 37 seconds?
I think so. It's the latest one that I uploaded today.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me. Yeah, 6 hours ago. Okay.
It's the only one I uploaded today. So yeah, I mean that one shows like and because the Skyfire is supposed to be the low skill hull, you'll notice in the video I'm not careful with the driving. I drive around and I kite and I turn, but I'm not trying to be super accurate. I just drive around, killing shit, and then retreat and use the Hair Wraith to kill Rudolph, and then send the Skyfires back in. Yeah, sorry, Hef. I'm in an empty house with no furniture. There's a lot of echo here.
You got wait, you got the internet going?
No emergency. Yeah, I wasn't sure with your big mic if you'd.
No, you got the internet going?
I got internet 3 days ago.
Nice.
But I have absolutely no furniture other than 2 foldable chairs and a small IKEA table.
And a stripper pole?
Sorry, what?
No stripper pole, I assume, yet.
Not yet, not even that.
Not yet. Okay.
That's coming next week.
Yeah.
It's on delivery. It's on order.
Yeah.
Once that pole's installed, Hefe be over in a flash.
Yeah. Well, if I get my border
just a comment on the Hair Wraith. I mean, if you guys watch my video from today, the Hair Wraiths were almost dead because I made a mistake the first time, and the corrosive circle from Rudolph popped up right on them. And in the split second it took me to move them out, they almost died. But since that video 6 hours ago, the Hair Wraiths are still on the map, and I'm still using them on every 103.
Nice.
You don't need to dock. I mean, they're kind of like in zombie mode. I don't care. They still kill Rudolph all the same.
Very nice.
Well, we're an hour and 24 minutes into the show. I know Corey will be upset if I try to end the show anywhere less than 3 hours. He gets upset with that. But I was just wondering, and TSM is wanting us to say something positive about what's going on. Well, I was going to broaden it to, I said 3 hours, Corey, but either positive or constructive. I mean, because I think last night we did some things, even though I had some technical difficulties, some things that are positive or constructive, because, we had Dr. Death on killing the hell, not the Hellstar, whatever. Was it? No, it's not the Hellstar. What is it? Was it the Hellstar?
The big ship?
Yeah, the 103.
Rudolph.
Okay, Rudolph. Yes. Killing that with. I'm just reading the chat. George is the Grim Reaper at BP, but
I'm the what?
Oh well, yeah. You didn't deal with your people, keeping them in line.
I don't have chat up. I don't have my YouTube up because
Okay, yeah. It wasn't me. It was.
I have to go and find it now. Crap.
Well, I mean, I read it to you verbatim. George is the Grim Reaper of BP.
What do I do now?
You whine like a freaking little pig.
Oh, please.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
But
Sorry,
No.
George. We all love you. You know that, right?
Yeah, y'all hate me. I got it.
Yeah, Hellstar City is what this means. Yeah, the Hellstar. I mean,
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Yes,
I like
Hellstar,
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
The red-nosed reindeer. Everyone knows that. The red nose right there in your face.
Yeah, but Dr. Death was helpful with. Well, he was trying to show us how to kill it with Hell Race, but as we know, and that's why I try to do, like, if in case anybody wants to do any live videos, because George gets upset because he used to do a lot of videos all the time. And, the people want to see it live, like the fact that it's like you did this 15 times and this is your result. Hey, I've seen your videos, Ren. I know that you haven't done it 10 times.
Well, the first 103 video I posted yesterday was literally the very first 103 I hit.
Oh, no, I know. There's enough learning moments. And
it's funny because 2 hours later, I have people commenting on my video. Oh, I can do better than you can. I can do for less coins. I'm like, yeah, sure you can. I mean, that was my first one.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not giving you a hard time at all. I'm trying to.
No, I know you're not, but some people do. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying that like last night we tried to run through some videos of people, like people that I don't think Dr. Death had done any videos, but he was able to take out the Hellstar with Hell Race. And it didn't work out that well in the show, but he was able to do it before and multiple times. It's just a range issue and a driving issue. But and then Daniel, you're driving and didn't do as well on the show as it normally does, right?
Well, it's because I get a little bit of lag because of the Hangout, mostly.
Yeah,
So,
I would blame George as well. But yeah,
but it's not. I didn't do as bad. I didn't do really bad on the show. I only got like 30 minutes damage.
Okay,
One coin.
Yeah. But
I'm doing a 103 right now. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, and I'm doing 103.
Yeah, I'm doing one as well. I just did one for like 10 minutes a while ago. It all depends on how lucky you are as well. Sometimes you don't get hit at all, and then you got that one scout that it kind of just comes at you and it has long range weapons. Has everyone seen that?
Here is something positive about the ride.
The one at the very beginning, Daniel.
No, it's right in the like
Because
there's one at the 100 and there's one in the 103. And
yeah, he doesn't circle you; he charges right at you, right?
He charges straight at
that
you.
one, yeah.
Yeah, that one is dangerous.
Yeah, if he catches you and he has long range weapons,
he's faster than a mag drive too. Because he caught up to me and started shooting. I mean, I was like, dude, I was running away from your ass.
And he comes in the middle of the drones. You don't see. If you're not firing at it and it gets closer, you will take damage.
Yeah, take a lot of damage too.
Who did I just cut off someone too? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was trying to answer Daniel, and someone started speaking, and I didn't catch who it was. Was it Toxic? I don't know. Someone started saying something.
That's all good. I was just saying that someone wanted something positive about the ride.
Yeah.
I think we all started at the same time. So I was just saying that the Zelos build tokens are only 2.5 million each.
Yeah.
And the .com is only 4 million. And if you get that and you build yourself a Zelos, and you will thank the gods that you got that, and you can do your FMs for next to nothing.
Even if you build only 2 Zelos with like cannons, right? The Quake cannons. I mean, they're awesome to do FM.
Yes, and a few countermeasures on it, and you can just rock and roll, and you won't even. It'll be instant repair.
And I think they have for offer, one of the prizes is the Phalanx, right? Isn't it?
Yes, Phalanx 4 for 1 million. Yeah. Yep.
Really? It's only 1 million? See, that's great. Like I said, the stuff in the unlocked stores There's some really good crap down there. I'm really happy about that stuff. So, you know, whoever called me the Grim Reaper, I mean, I actually did say positive things as well.
Well, it was TSM, but yeah.
I can
of
say
course.
something.
Thanks, Mark. You
I can
bastard.
No, you're right, George. When you were complaining, you said something plus something. The plus was the positive thing you said.
Yeah. That's what it is. If that's what y'all got, I'm clearly not articulating well. Then
Oh, I can say something
I gotta
positive.
work on that.
Like,
it's almost over.
no,
I had to.
At least the target. At least the targets are not. They're very challenging, and I like the challenge of it. But it's just the grind that's really bad.
I actually, the one thing I can say that's really good about the targets, right? Like I can't stand that they're so damn long. But Ren touched on this earlier. They're not as precise in terms of the amount of damage if you mess up, right? Like before, it would be so punitive that like just one little hairline mess up, you'd lose like half a fleet.
You're right. You're right. They're not like the siege targets or the garrison targets. No, you don't lose a fleet for a mistake unless a fireball hits you.
Well, yeah. Cheese ball is a pain in the ass. But the good thing is, and I'm really, really glad that they addressed it, especially since we're probably going to see them on the maps. I love the fact that you can mess up a little bit or not be absolutely perfect and not get half a fleet dead. You know what I mean? That's phenomenal. I do like that. I like that a lot. I will gladly take the absolute, like you have to take some sort of damage, even if it's like 10, 15 minutes if you do it perfectly, or you an hour if you drive like crap or sloppy, instead of losing.
I'm driving sloppy this raid. Like I'm really sloppy driving, and I'm taking damage more than some people say they do. And I'm happy because I'm never taking, like what you just said, I'm never losing half or more of my whole fleet for one mistake.
Yep.
So that means I don't need to be stressed. I don't need to be on the edge, paying very careful attention to every move.
Exactly. Yes, because
I can actually enjoy moving the ships around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it would burn you out after a while, just like being on the edge, constantly like having to be so precise. Was that positive enough, Mark? Where is he? Someone tell me if he heard that, because there's my absolutely clear.
George. but that's what we battle pirates do, isn't it? I mean, I've released a video. Doing an FM target for 6 minutes repair, and it wasn't a split second later that someone said, "Oh, but I can do it with one zealous and much better than nothing." That's just the way we are,
Excuse me.
But that's why I like the guy, the Vato Loco guy, Caesar, because he would say, "I can do better," and he would post a video, helpful one. I mean, that's a healthy competition, right? I mean, the guys who just leave comments, "I can do better." Like, then show it, put a video, help people. Otherwise, just shut up and do better. I mean, who cares?
Exactly right.
I have a question.
I like that competition a lot. That was fun. That was probably some of the funnest time.
Somebody has a question. Shut up, George.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I'm thinking about the post that what is called Raken. It's not Raken, another name, maybe. One.
Aerospecs?
No, not one of the developer that made a post that he was going to slow down the content. Not now because they had so much coming, but after a while they will slow down the content and make the game a bit more.
I think maybe you're talking about GD Raken post.
Yeah.
Saying that tier 7 will be easier to understand and handle because they hear the players now that the complexity is completely overwhelming. And so they're planning the next generation of hulls to have real simple stat blocks, like in the good old days, where you can actually quickly glance at the stats and understand the ship, what it does, what it doesn't, right?
Yeah, because I'm also a high-level player in War Commander, and they actually done the same thing there. But what they ended up with is that they give you a new unit, like a new ship, to transfer to Battle Parrot, and they give you like, for example, three specials, and that means that every players can all players that got the ship and got the special, that's the only option you have, because what I think now is good with the battle pirate, every people can build, they can have that thing. Sometimes you get leveled by a player with another kind of ship, and he has a great build, and you can appreciate that because, wow, I never thought of that. But I'm afraid that Battle Pirate will also go to that way the War Commander has done, that they will give you very few options. Actually, in War Commander, they gave you 3 options, and everyone gets the same special. So in a way, they lock your ship to only have this special for missile, this special for extra damage, and this special for range. So I'm afraid that we end up at the same way at War Commander, that you don't have the opportunity to choose and build by yourself, because this hull is locked to this special, and that's it. You cannot do anything but yourself. So when I read that post, I was thinking to War Commander, and if they're going to do the same with Battle Pirate, I'm a bit afraid. Thank you.
You just killed chat.
Sorry.
No, I'm focusing here. I just finished the 103. I have
right
I
now.
think 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's the lowest time I've gotten so far.
So,
Nice.
quick question: who thinks next raid they're going to increase the thermal and Rudolph or something like that?
In the 103 of the Rudolph?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised by it. How's that?
I hope they don't, but I won't be surprised if they do either.
I mean, they did say that it's it's like and Daniel pointed it out earlier too. Is like it's they said it was going to be the hull that you need the best the best of the best for. So to hold with that, I could see them kind of trying to mitigate the Ghost Crawler or the Hell Wraiths. I mean, it would make sense.
Which they shouldn't, right? Because again, it just stifles creativity, and one of the attractives of Battle Pirates has always been that you can be creative and outsmart them, or outsmart the other player.
Right, but I mean, we outsmart them, they adapt, right? I mean, GDR said that flat out once in one of the shows. Like, we'll come up with something, they'll adapt. It's a back and forth. I mean, the problem is it's only a 3-month raid set, and this is only the first time that we saw the target, so there won't be a chance for us to adapt to that.
It's not the first time we see Rudolph, because it was last month in the Blitz target, 89 or something.
No, I know. Yeah. I'm saying the target itself.
In the 89, it was a lot slower turning as well. It wasn't as bad as it is on there.
And who thinks next month there's going to be another elite target?
Dude, no.
There better not be.
No.
They're smart enough not to do that.
Unless it's going to be worth 20 million points.
It better be worth a lot more than 20 million.
I mean, if a set of 3 is worth like 12, 15 million points, I'd do it.
I wouldn't. No, see, I expected
the bonus alone, maybe.
I expected this one to be worth 10 million for the whole thing.
Yeah. Here's the thing for me, and I'm only speaking for me here, right? It gets very boring with just one elite target over and over and over again, and that's been a complaint of mine for a few months.
Okay, but
and I think having 3. The only thing is, I didn't want them to be a set. I just wanted them to be the 3, 4, 5 top targets that you can just rotate.
Yeah,
just so it's not boring.
That one I have no problem with. If they come up with 3 different targets and you can choose, and they'll go, okay, either if you complete any 2, you get a bonus. That's fine. I can live with that.
Hey, I like that. I like that idea.
That would be fantastic.
Or any one. You
know what would be fantastic? Honestly, would be quiet. Would be if they went back to the way it was right after the Trident raids, where it was you did like 10 targets and then you got the prize. You remember those raids?
I remember one where we had 50 unique targets.
You had 50 unique targets.
They'll never do that again.
I hated that.
That was money. I think they lost money on that, because to create 50 targets was a lot of man hours to implement them all.
Well, and they don't have the I think one of the people designing those has some sort of OCD.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in a bad way, but yeah,
But
that person.
they were fun. I remember that.
They were. It was
They
to this
were very
day
fun, yeah.
the funniest raid ever. I think the least boring of them all was actually cool.
Yeah, it was. I remember there was the mercenary raid, and Liam coined the fleet and then did a video of it with that mercenary fleet, how he did the whole targets, and it was just awesome. It was great.
Yeah, you never got bored in those because
Yeah.
it was all unique, and you got a different target every time.
And at most, if you wanted, you could run a second time. I remember.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've gone 1 hour 42 minutes, but I'm thinking since we have a lot of people on both the show and in chat that have been nominated for flagships getting named after them.
Oh God.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to figure,
So I think I'm getting off now. I got some stuff to do.
The gorgeous George gunboat.
No. The way George said was the
Nubopolos.
The Nubopolos.
The Nubopolos.
Yeah.
The new Bopolis. That's what it is. The new Bopolis.
That's how you say it. All right.
Nubopolis. Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be a noob ship. Anytime a new player comes in, they get one of these things, and they'll be able to do their FM for like I don't know, something that would be cool. I could live with some cheesy yeah.
George, you already have entire fleets named after you in the game, don't you? Mercenary fleets.
That's my phone. My son's calling.
Okay.
Oop! I just got hit by UAVs because I was trying to do 3 things at once. Damn it.
Now you know your limit. You can only suck at 2 at a time.
So we're thinking, for Renato, Dead's Destroyer, or, do we have a better idea?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just think, to be fair, should be, if anything, if I ever get one, I think it's fun what they're doing. And even if I never get one, other players do. I mean, that's really cool, putting some players' names up there. I know some people are salty about it. I don't understand why. Just pick players, put their names in there. It's cool. I don't know.
The only other time, the only other player that got that was
Highlander.
Highlander, Nash, and now Reyna. So it's the third one, right?
Yeah, this is the third one.
Yeah, but I want to do more. They said they want to do more, so that's cool. But I think, get people who are doing the shows and the blogs and the videos and everything that they think should be there. Give them some PvE flagship and save the PvP flagships for the players who really are excelling and driving PvP in the game. I think it's, 2 different streams if they want to do that.
They still need the Brennus flagship, honestly.
Yeah, but Brennus wasn't a real player, was he?
Brennus? No. Brennus was the scientist.
Yeah. He was the scientist.
His character in the game,
Yeah.
And I see both sides because it's sort of, yeah.
And when was the last time Greta got a flagship?
Whatever.
She just took over the Draconians, so probably very soon.
Yeah. Wasn't Brennus the thin guy who looked like he never got fed?
Yep.
With a cigarette in his mouth? That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was the scientist that looked like dried fish. Yeah.
I mean,
Admiral Brennus now, right?
It's Admiral Brennus. Yeah. I mean, the thing is with this is that, I don't know. I would have been fine if they had just left it with Nash and Highlander. Especially since Highlander passed.
Yeah. The whole thing is a little weird. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of it personally, but I mean, I was merely trying to have a little bit of fun with the whole idea of what we would call Ren and what we would call Father George and TSM and whatnot, as far as what the ship would be.
My ship could be called Dead Sinners POS.
Oh yeah. Are you playing off FA's junk?
No, I don't even know that joke.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I
have you
probably don't even want to know that joke.
No. Have you explained it on the air yet?
Oh no! I haven't put a link out for people.
Did
I mean,
you?
the junk is it's an Asian, it's a Chinese ship that's it's sail driven and it's been around for like 200 years. I mean, I brought it up on the show because
So
Larry.
you're saying it's about your age?
Yeah, because of Rena's rage, it has to have some sort of alliteration. Because Larry was like, after he brought that up, and Daniel had no idea who Rena was, and so he's like,
Rena.
there hasn't been the Professor's MCX, and then I was like, and then I don't know, he should rewatch that part of the show because I thought it was hilarious. But, basically what I was talking about was the fact that there's an Asian ship called the Junk that's it's a two or three masted ship that's been around for 200 years. And then Larry figured out that, so you want to have a ship called Hefe's Junk, and then
He gets the innuendo too. Yeah.
yeah, everybody was quite amused by that. But yeah, it was, but again, what you're saying, Ren, I mean, the only person I really see that would be non-controversial is Huggy.
Huggy should get
Yes.
Huggy should get more than just the ship. I want to see that refit lab, whatever the hell, or just name the shipyard after him.
Yeah.
I mean, that I like that idea. I really like.
hang out.
Yeah. Huggy's the only person that I see at this point because people were, even people that are, show up on the Hangouts and whatnot had no idea who Rena was.
Rena.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, I had no idea who that was. And yeah, it was a little bit awkward when it came out. But whatever. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, it's whatever. I'm just saying that everybody knows who Huggy is, and give him a ship and be done with it.
But what's the difference if anybody knows who everybody is? It's a name of a ship, and that's it. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a PvP
the name
hull.
of a ship and it was named after a player. I don't see why people can't just be happy about it.
Yeah, I don't see why it's a bad thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I mean, Daniel, you were one of the people that had no idea who she was and was like,
yeah, I didn't know who she is, but I didn't have a problem with it. I mean,
okay, all good.
By the way, I invited her to Tuesday's show to talk about it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Right.
Fantastic. Actually, on that note, I actually do have to pop because I'm about 19 minutes late now. So have a good night, everybody.
All right. And I think this is, I've been trying to go to the after show for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post in the right hand side of your YouTube chat in case anybody would like to join the show. And, now that Father George is gone, what are we going to call George's ship?
Nubopoulos.
Okay. There we go.
I like
That's
that.
good. I like that one.
All righty. Well, maybe I should end the show with that. And, I know Corey's going to be upset we haven't gone 3 hours. And what were you going to try and say, George? I'm sorry, Daniel?
No, I'll say it later.
Okay. Alrighty. Well,
It's personal.
Oh no, it's not personal. It's just it's good for. It's not good for live.
Okay, got it.
Alrighty. Well, everybody have a wonderful evening. And yeah, Corey, you can follow that link and you don't have to talk because we only have 7 or 8 of us. So you're welcome to come on and Huggy's Hangar. Oh my goodness. All right. That was Rue that did that.